always see them in they prime. You got bitches who didn't get a penny, speaking on a dime. This little bitch just say she through with me and this her last time. Got an older chick who love to suck the dick, give great advice. Start licking on me in the car, she blamed it on the ice.
This taken? Can I sit here? Can I talk to you real quick? I got your attention, just not for long. You know, I'm gonna make this fast. I know people value their time. I value mine, and those who do, I know how it feels. So, yeah, it's BTB. What's going on? I'm back with another video. Just a quick video, something about the market. You know, we got a lot of fear being pushed around. I don't think there's nothing to be scared of, though. Anything I say is not financial advice. It's just notes taken from rich people that I think other people should take notes just like I did and possibly change their life. So as of today, April 7th, 2025, we got the markets taking a dip. You know, Black Monday is here. Bitcoin dropped to below 77K. We had XRP drop below $1.70. We had Ethereum drop below 1,500. We had Solana drop below $100. That is pretty low for a lot of those cryptocurrencies, if you know. But are you still holding your bags, or you selling everything, or shoot, even buying more? Um, I know there's a lot of percentage in the world people who think logically about this topic, the investment plans. I know they're buying more. That's not me telling you to buy more or anything. I don't, you got your own plan. If you already bought enough or whatever, you might have lost a lot and don't want to invest no more. That's perfectly fine. That's on you. Um, Me personally, it's kind of nice outside today. You can hear the birds. Uh, so yesterday we had $200 million liquidated from the cryptocurrency market in just 60 minutes. 60 minutes by itself. That's a lot of money by itself. Uh, Woke up. You had Taiwan stock index falls 9.8% at open. That's at open. Fresh off the wake up, people was losing money. Fresh off the wake up. This is getting crazy. So honestly, like I said, me, I take notes from higher people within the world, very rich people. Like as I always say, just like I've been saying in my last videos, buy the rip, enjoy the dip. The short term pain has long term gains. This is, don't forget that investing is a long term thing, but it can pay off if you just wait your turn. And um and we had earlier this morning, we had 1.3 billion liquidated from the market in the past 24 hours. Not the stock market, the cryptocurrency market. But we have a lot of fear going around. Don't let them people push fear onto your heart. um Whenever they push fear, they're getting what they want. When your vibrations are low, they're getting what they want. um don't let those people trick you out of position, trick you out of your position, I should say. I apologize. Don't let them trick you out of your position. If you've been watching somebody, whether it's me, if you've been watching other big YouTubers about anything, about about investment strategies, and keep your position. That's the best advice BTB can give you. That's the best advice I can say. Keep your position. Your kids is going to thank you didn't sell. Don't be a person that sells and then everyone's looking at you, everybody in your family's looking at you like, what are you why would you do that? You're telling the story at grandma's Thanksgiving dinner a couple years later, like, I could have been this, I could have got this, I could have been a millionaire, I could have. Well, you should have did the right you shouldn't have did the wrong thing. Like, you know this can be a life-changing opportunity for a lot of people. Like I said, I want to see other people's lives change. Especially genuine people. you know um If you don't already, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment. Follow me on my socials at BTBENTTV on all platforms. You know, I'm doing this out of my spare time. Just to network and build with other people, build with more people out there. Um, like I said, DM me. Let's talk. What's your investment strategy? What currencies you got your eye on? Is there anything that you think could blow up anytime soon, or anything like that? I have my portfolio set. I have multiple portfolios. I feel like everyone should. None of this is financial advice. It's just notes taken from people who's in a better position in my life, in which I want to see myself in, sooner or later, and what I want to see more people in. So I think a lot of people think it's not a lot of people think it's not worth it, or a lot of people think that the stuff isn't real. But like I said, one thing I learned was that, like, I said this before too, none of us are different. It's just the people who's living the life on the yachts and the boats and the Lamborghinis and the the foreign girls and the foreign cars and all that, all the stuff that people want that they can't get right now. You know, those people are no different than us. We're the same as them, but the only thing different is that they had access to different information. Whether it was the school they went to. We all know schools teach different stuff. So like, I shouldn't even have to go into detail about that. Nobody's different. You could be just like those people if you want to. Not everybody wants to be like the next person. That's totally fine. That's understandable. Um, you don't have to be like that person. You could just admire the information that they have or had gotten their hands onto to change their life. And that's what I'm trying to push out here. And that's what I'm trying to do myself, make it, just make it big. We all get one shot at life, you know, it- not meant to be perfect. A lot of things can't happen overnight. My firm belief on this is like, as long as you try your hardest at whatever it is you want to do, you won't fail. Whether it's being a doctor, whether it's being a carpenter, constructor, whether it's being a financial advisor, whatever, a crypto trader, day trader, drop shipping, anything, as long as you try every single day, just one thing, don't make 10 things to do, and you get mind boggled, sidetracked, overstimulated, things like that. Find one thing that you want to do and pursue it every single day. As long as you're getting better 1% every day, you can't lose. you know 365 days in a year, 24 hours in a day. I think a lot of people don't admire that. We're already in April. The year is 30% over. There's 4 quarters in our year. 12 months, there's 4 quarters. So like I said, I think a lot of people, don't be one of those people. You turn in 45 years old and you like, oh, I could have did this, or young, and make sure you do this. And why would I do something that you didn't do? You know, like, don't tell me all of what you should have did, OG, old head or grandpa, or I mean, there's nothing wrong with listening to people and taking advice from people. But how, what they say, don't take advice from people who's not where you want to be, you know? Like, that can go both ways, but nah, we're not fooling with that over here. If you was gonna do it, you should have did it. I'm doing it right now, so I'm doing it right now. You know, and I want people to really, take heed of that. Uh, if you stay here this long, I appreciate you. I thank you for watching my video. God bless you all. Don't forget, say a prayer. Enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy life. Don't get stuck on one thing. I used to be stuck on one thing. That was video games. That was nah. Those days are over. But you know, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment. To all the new people scrolling on the channel, man, be sure to leave a like, subscribe. I appreciate your support, even if it's just a view, taking the time to listen to what I gotta say, and I'm open ears too. If I come across your channel, I'm reading the comments every day. I'm reading my social media platforms. I do get DMs. If I come across your channel and I see you're talking some real stuff, I might just shoot you a text, or I might just, subscribe and drop comments. I do it all the time. I'm hanging out on YouTube, watching, you know, not motivation videos and like financial videos. And I'm thanking them in their comments and things like that. I'm networking with people within the comments. Excuse me. That's what it's about. So yeah, with that being said, man, just stay tuned, hang in there, don't sell your bag, don't get shaken out of your position, and don't be fearful. Don't be fearful. You shall lose if you are fearful. Don't lose your bag. Stack your bag. This is not financial advice. It's just taking notes from the higher up people that's more successful than I am, and probably you are. I'm talking about billionaires. So I probably don't have any billionaires watching my video yet, but if I do, hey, shoot me a text. Let's work. I know a couple strategies. AI agency. Marketing. I know a lot of stuff. So if there's anybody out there watching and needs some help, get in contact with BTB. But all right. we overroll. I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Thank you for sticking around. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll be with you on the next video.
Sick little burry in your chest, 4 5s, they at your neck. We get the low, we in them jacks. Dookies on me, I can't stress. Do his